Welcome back, everyone, to Point Park Pioneer Esports. We have another fun, exciting matchup of Valorant today. Point Park versus Central Oklahoma. I'm Kaizen, and I'm here with
Alex Sears, aka Nighthawk here. Today is a wonderful matchup between Point Park Esports and Central Oklahoma. Going based off some things, Point Park is actually 0-4 this year. University of Central Oklahoma is 1-2 this year. And that's pretty exciting considering they need a win. Point Park needs a win.
Yeah, they do. It's been a while, but of course, those of you who have been here last season, you know that definitely have it in them. And I think as they've been working with this new roster, they've just been getting a little bit more comfortable with playing. And we've had some close losses, but we're still looking for that series win here.
Yeah. Previous teams played by Point Park. Atlantic University made it close with Point Park in a really exciting match, both winning 13-10 on Bind and 14-12 on Haven. Previous teams played by Central Oklahoma. Akron University came in winning match 1 against Oklahoma 14-12 on Bind. However, it came to an exciting strike back by Oklahoma with match 2 on Lotus 13-11. And finally, it came to match 3, the decider, where Akron would close out the night with a 13-8 victory on Icebox. The matchup is between two E7 rivals.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Akron, no stranger to us over here at the Pioneers. We actually also took home a loss against Akron, so we know they are a tough opponent. But I think Central Oklahoma, they do have that win under their belt that we're still kind of fighting for. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a tough matchup.
Yes, I believe it's going to be an extremely tough matchup, and I'm hoping to see our Valorant players actually take home a win today.
Yeah, I think it's time. Pioneer fans, it's time for a win. I think this could be the week.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, and speaking of winning, we should talk about the lineups today.
Yeah, so we are going in, of course, with our core roster here. You can see not all seated yet, but that's okay. We of course have Creep there in the corner next to him, Coach. We saw Ari up for a little bit, and we are just waiting for a couple more, but we're also going to have today Mona to the Moon and Back and Daystar playing today, which is really, really exciting. And Mona actually hasn't been playing those earlier games, but those of you who were around last season did get to see a lot of fun potential coming out from Mona, so I think this is going to be a good matchup. Of course, we know that Creep has kind of been that core IGL for quite a bit here. He's got an impressive run with the team. Recently hit 1,000 kills in his all-time career with the Pioneers against that matchup with Atlantic University. So this former Radiant player, you know the team's in good hands, but actually Creep has been taking a little bit of a back burner with the IGLing, putting some of those duties, of course, over to Ari, who was popping around here in a little bit. I saw her just kind of step up, but Ari, I think right now might be ranked gold 2, but that doesn't mean much. We know that she's hit much higher peaks and has been playing a lot of Flex, Smokes, Omen, but she's really been popping off and proving why she deserves a core spot on their roster. Of course, we miss her up here on the casting desk as well. And we also from last year have Clark. He plays a lot of duelist entry now, and you'll commonly see him on Jet, of course, as our star duelist here, which is kind of been a fun thing to see, especially when we look at how we saw Clark and those agents he was on last season. Definitely love him on that duelist on the Jet. We also, of course, we said we have Mona returning again. So excited to see her back on this core roster. We haven't seen her in a while, but very, very excited to have her sub in for Curse today. And if she does well today, well, she might be able to break 100 kills in her all-time Pioneer career. And of course, rounding out the squad today, we have Daystar. He plays a lot of initiators and intel, a big Gecko player over here. And as a Gecko fan myself, very excited that we have our own Daystar here, and a new addition to the squad. Was not here last semester, but definitely has been putting in work nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Daystar, I believe he's the freshman group?
Yes.
So we have a lot of freshmen coming into esports. We're definitely looking for more recruits next year, especially considering Creep being a senior, him leaving. I believe Clark's a senior.
Maybe.
I think
Clark has been here for.
I think Clark is a senior. Going over to Mona, I'd like to talk about how her last year's stats. She had 91 kills, 47 assists, but only a .49 KD. She hasn't been seen much in the gameplay this year, but she's subbing out for Cursed. Cursed is not going to be here today, unfortunately. And like you said, she's on track to hit her 100 kill mark, right where she left off against those nice gross teams from last year.
Yeah, I definitely think she'll be able to hit it today. Like you said, only 7 kills to go, so should be able to hit that record today, no problem. Is subbing in for Curse today. Last year, she was actually kind of the main sub, and then about halfway through that last semester, she actually became a part of the core roster there. So very, very excited to have her back and on the team, and I just know that she loves playing and definitely has been still an integral part of the team that goes to all their practices and does a lot of scrims with them. So I don't think subbing her in right now should be too much of an issue for the Pioneers, because like we said, it's not going to lack anywhere in the synergy department. She's very comfortable with the team. The team's comfortable with her, and so I definitely think it'll be fun to see. But I'm excited to see what kind of team comp and how Mona playing today will switch the core comp.
Yeah, I heard she said something along the lines of the only reason why she's not playing is she's rusty, and she hasn't been playing the game for a long time, especially coming back from summer into the fall season. A lot of people actually don't like play over the fall season or over the summer season, and it's just like you build up that rust. You're not really back to where you came from. It's just difficult to come back from that.
Well, definitely excited to have her back. I had the opportunity to interview her here on the desk a while ago, and very, very excited to have her back in action again today. I know she said she's enjoying being back and scrimming with the team and having a lot of fun doing that. So definitely excited that we actually get to watch her play today, and hopefully she'll be the key we need to take home a very much needed win this week.
Absolutely. And I believe I just saw Coach Chris actually in the background. His record with the team this year is 4-7. Or not this year, but in particularly throughout his entire coaching.
Yeah.
So 4-7 is not bad.
It's not, and I mean, I think the dedication, and I know we can attest to that up here. We get the luxury of working with Coach Chris a lot, actually, but I think his dedication to the program is just really phenomenal, very standout, and so I know he's dedicated to the players and just the overall quality of the program. And like you said, we will be looking for new recruits coming up, and I don't think the program could be in any better hands than Coach Chris.
I'm very excited for the map picks today.
Yes.
You know what? Because I heard that Valorant actually just updated.
Yes, they did.
Valorant just updated, and their competitive scene, their map picks for competitive scene, they've removed some maps and they've added some maps. So now we're going to see Pearl and Split in the competitive gameplay.
I'm so excited Pearl's back. Very, very excited for that Pearl to come back into the scene.
And I've actually heard that Icebox actually got removed, which
yes, it did.
Which meaning their Point Park's favorite map, pick rate 33%, win rate 33%, is now completely off of competitive play.
Yeah, unfortunate news for Pioneer fans everywhere, but that's okay. We can find a new favorite map. Might I suggest Pioneers to make that Pearl?
I believe
one of my favorites.
I believe Lotus is the other map, right?
They do well on Lotus. I think, and it's hard right now because we're looking at that 04 record right now, so it's hard to say what they've done well on, but we have seen them good on some of these other maps. I think Bind, historically, they've also done well on. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited to kind of see what that means for us. But yeah, it is hard losing one. I think Icebox has been kind of a staple in the Pioneer picks, especially recently, but they had been struggling to kind of find what kind of comp they wanted to run on there. Too, a lot of change-ups with the comp they're running, the agents are selecting, and, you know, that can be a bit difficult sometimes. So let's see. We're going to get these map picks and bans in here just a second. And
Speaking of just a second, I believe Ari is now returned. Hopefully, maybe we could pan the camera on Ari, see what they have going on. 145 kills this year.
Yeah, no, she definitely has been putting in a lot of work. Like we said, Ari actually was one of the core casters. Ari and I did a lot of games together last year, and then, well, she left me to be a part of the team, and honestly, I think it has been great for the Pioneers. Ari consistently puts in work, a very, very strong competitor, good at clutching, great with a shotgun, and just overall brings an energy to the team that you love to see.
42 assists and 1.04 KD. That is pretty well done, especially for this year. Ari has shown that they can be a part of this team, especially moving from casting to being now almost an IGL.
Yeah, and actually I think Creep has been offloading a lot of those IGL responsibilities onto Ari, which I think has helped Ari's gameplay as well as Creep's as well. But now we can see Pioneers did pick Haven. I'm excited. I'm a big Haven lover. The collegiate scene as a whole is a big Haven lover, and I think the Pioneers, with especially their new forming roster, they're trying to get those kinks out, and of course Mona being in, I think Haven could be the key to a win here today. I'm going to go out and say it. I think they're winning on Haven.
Central Oklahoma, though, has chosen Bind. That's a really big map. I like that map, especially considering the teleportation capabilities. If you pick Omen, he's also going to be teleporting around. Same thing with Chamber. He's going to be teleporting around. Same thing with Yoru. He's going to be teleporting around. It's just going to be a bunch of teleportation, and it's going to be really insane. Oklahoma picking Bind. I haven't seen Bind very much. I did see Bind at the beginning of the season. Point Park did pretty well on it.
Yeah, and I think especially if I'm remembering last year. Now, of course, we had a couple different players on the roster last year, Sunseri and Selzy, but Bind was a pretty good map for the Pioneers as a whole, and it looks like that decider will be Ascent. Now, we've seen Ascent as a decider a lot kind of in this league, and I think it just comes down to, well, when you want to ban those maps you might not be as well on, Ascent's always the decider, and Ascent is very much one of those maps that has the meta figured out. There's a set comp you run or don't run, as the case may be, but it's very much figured out, and so a lot of what that comes down to is just who's the better team, who's winning those gunfights, and who's using those strats correctly. Now, the Pioneers have had a problem just really maintaining consistency and having the stamina should it go to the third map. I think they just tend to get a little bit tired, and I know that's one of the things they've been working on, and it has been improving. But if we go to Ascent, they're really going to have to bring it, because I know Oklahoma also is here to bring it. But I truly think that if the Pioneers play like we know that they have the capability to play and can kind of play at the top of their skill ceiling there, I think we might be able to take it 2-0. But like we said, I mean, I think this is a pretty close matchup when you just kind of look at things, all things considered. And so I think Central Oklahoma will be a tough opponent, but I think if the Pioneers can really lock in right now and focus, definitely have what it takes to take it.
You know, a fun percentage, actually, when it comes to map 3. Point Park has taken teams 20% of the time to map 3. So there's a 20% chance that we actually see Ascent today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think going to map 3 is what's tough for the team bringing it to that map 3, but closing it out, that's what's tough, and they just kind of lose energy. It's not that they're any less skilled, and a lot of these matchups, even this season, really, we see is that these are pretty close games. It's not like 13-0, right? We've had a couple of overtimes already this season. They're close matchups, but just in the end, you know, they kind of lose a little bit of that energy. So what I'm really looking for today is I really want to see them bring it, and I want to see them be able to last it throughout. But if they can put it away the first 2 maps, that would be great for the Pioneers. You never really want to give up a map, but knowing that you still have that decider in your belt, well, that gives you an opportunity to still keep a foot in this race. But yeah, it definitely has been tough for the Pioneers to close out those map threes.
And speaking of being a part of the Pioneer team, it gets really hot in there. It gets really hot in the room, especially with how much is going on, what's going on. So the real question is will Point Park Valorant esports team burn out today, or will they start catching fire? Will they start getting hot today?
Maybe they'll start cooking.
Are they gonna start cooking? I hope so. I love when people start cooking, especially with like bougie food. You know what I mean?
Maybe they'll cook some bougie food today. Definitely time for the Pioneers to start cooking, and they have been. I think, when we take a look at things, all things considered, they've been doing well, but now it's time to convert some of these series into wins, and I know they can do it. And look at them, all smiles. And that's one thing I love about the Pioneers is that, a lot. I think they're pretty good at keeping their energy up. They don't let a lot of things get to them. Especially, Mona's always smiling, Ari's always smiling, Creep is always smiling. So, I mean, just the whole team and keeping the vibes up, and that's so important. Valorant is such a mental game, and I think that's why some of these games, even though, they're not winning, they're able to kind of pull it out and stick in it for the long run. So hopefully we're able to take it home in 2 today. But if we go to that decider, I'd love to see the Pioneers bring it out. I think Ascent is a pretty good map for them. Not a lot of wins on it, but a lot of overtimes.
And speaking of overtimes, we should probably go over the previous games that have happened recently in Point Park Esports. Yesterday, if you guys weren't able to catch up with our streams, the League of Legends Esports team played against I'm a little hard on the name, Olivet Nazarene University, which they lost 2-0, unfortunately.
Unfortunate, but that's okay. They're still next week to bring a win home for the league team. Also, I mean, you might want to tell us, how's the Rocket League team been doing recently?
We are 3-1, and we're actually going to be playing next Monday against FC Grizzlies, an Indiana team. So, and I'm very excited about that, especially considering we are maybe 1 win away from clinching a playoff spot.
Yeah, which I mean would be huge for the Pioneers. One, to have a team in a playoff spot. I mean, we've come close a couple times, but definitely tough. And also, it's been a while since we've seen the Rocket League team, and I know it's something that everyone desperately wanted back, and so it's so exciting to have the team back this year and to be doing so well. I mean, really, really great things for the program, and I don't think it's too much longer before the League and Valorant teams catch up, so hopefully wins across the board here coming out very soon from the Pioneers.
I do remember when the League team made the playoffs. You remember that year? The League team made the playoffs. It was, I think it was Highway, Ribeiro, Kha'Zix.
Well, it should be coming again this year.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right, and the beautiful map of Bind. Oh, I love Bind.
Can't relate, but excited to start off. I think the Pioneers love Bind too. So we'll take a look at this agent select. It looks like the Pioneers are starting on defense. I think that's great for them. Definitely love to see what they're cooking. And it looks like, okay, everyone's just hovering now. Are they running a triple duelist? Clark's the only one who's locked in. That'd be crazy.
Clark duelist, that makes sense. I've seen him play Raze so many times nowadays. Creep duelist as well, so playing Reyna.
Listen, I got my Reyna nails right now. Ooh. I'm a big Reyna fan. I think I love this Devil Duelist Reyna Raze coming out. Of course, it looks like Ari will be going controller, and of course, you do need smokes on a map like this. But I think it has the potential to do really well. However, with the caveat, you have to be on top of hitting your shots, and Creep typically is. But to make those spaces and dismiss out, that's huge. Starting to get some lock-ins. Of course, we have Pink Ranger over here for Oklahoma on that Sova. definitely excited right off the bat to see that we're not seeing mirror comps. Now, I'm not surprised to see Raze Sky over here for the Pioneers. It's something they ran a lot last year. We had Sunseri Selzy a lot that would kind of push out of showers, a lot of great pushing off of utility. But I mean, just looking at this, I mean, the only similar agent, right, is that Raze. Both teams running a double duelist comp. Very, very excited, but we have different controllers, we have different initiators, we have really different duelists and different controllers, right? Just that Raze. So definitely going to be seeing a difference in the play styles from these two teams. And I think a lot of that is just going to be how are we adapting and playing, because I wouldn't say either of these are typical team comps format like Bind.
And I don't think we ever went over the University of Central Oklahoma's lineup today. Have we gone over that? I don't think so. Going over the lineups, Spectre, Shinigami, Swaze, Garen Lugan, and Umai are the players that you'll be seeing today against the Point Park Esports Valorant team.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little different than the name. We have Pink Ranger there for that Sova. But yeah, very, very excited. And of course, we welcome all of you Oklahoma fans coming in today. We'll try to be as non-biased as possible, but I do want to see a Pioneer win, I have to say. But we'll try to keep it fun. And already a little bit of a default coming out here from Oklahoma, just trying to see where they can find some impact, but really nearing over towards this A site. Pioneers, though, doing a good job of just holding site, making sure that they can calm for rotations to come through. Umami going to see Ari up there in heaven. Shots coming out.
To the moon, just sitting in lamps, it does look like. They're going to plant the bomb on, I believe that's A site. Ooh, and to the moon with a beautiful headshot on Spectre, but Pink Ranger gets the trade back. To the moon's first kill back. That's pretty good.
Pretty good, just 6 more. Ranger gonna find another one, and now Pioneers in the 3v4 retake make that 2v4. Creep just looking to find a shot, but it's a knife that's gonna come out. And now all down to Daystar, can't find one. That's gonna be a pretty clean round there for Oklahoma, but hey, Mona found one, not a flawless.
And I mean, it's 1-0 now. Oklahoma leads now 1-0, and that's the end of the pistol round, so we're going to see some more guns. However, it's not the end of the pistol round for Point Park.
Yeah, I mean, you should expect to see a buy up here from Oklahoma. They should have no problem converting this round, but it looks like they're doing a little bit of a half save, so they should be able to actually buy again on that third pistol round, or the third round, excuse me, where Point Park will be able to have those full loadouts. So right now for the Pioneers, it's all about this aggro push, trying to find any sort of impact. Creep is going to find one, and Clark's right there, can't get those nades off. Lots of shots, but lots of damage. Those are 3 weapons down, thanks to the Pioneers. All down now, of course, to 2 here, but being able to find one, just one more would be huge. Oh, beautiful shots from that Sheriff coming out. They find 2. And now 2-0 for Oklahoma. But I got to say, you know, any weapons you take out of hand, that's huge. Pioneers being able to find 2 there is huge. But unfortunately, couldn't really break that economy. Oklahoma should have no problem just kind of buying up with the Pioneers as they bring out that full loadout this round.
They move up to the bonus round. So I've been told the bonus round is... your decision making with the bonus round is whether do you choose to lose it or do you actually choose to win it, and a lot of people actually do choose to lose it, which is weird.
Well, so not quite. You never choose to lose it, right? Coming out with a thrifty is huge, but it's always what do you decide to do with your economy is what you want to take a look at. This is really a game where those credits stack. And it's important to kind of get a momentum and a buildup of those credits. Mona looking for some of the Spectre, not going to find one. It's actually going to be Spectre to find Mona.
Which is unfortunate for Mona. We do look at Creep. Creep just sitting in the smoke, creeping around. Daystar in the smoke. Oh my, though, I think Amai might know that they are both there. Oh, and some action. Spectre, he's very low. Clark trying to get a kill.
Oh, just looking to find it, but Ari's going to find Spectre there. Mai, though, with that judge, finds 2 more. Now 2v4. Pioneers have these weapons, but they can't isolate, and it's going to be a pretty good round there from Oklahoma to put a 3rd on the board.
3-0. Oklahoma leading it with aggression already. With Point Park trying to look for at least 1 win.
Yeah, you really want to put as many rounds as you can. Unfortunately, that was kind of their full loadout round, and so now the Pioneers kind of force on this Chico round, if you will. I see 2 Sheriffs, Outlaw, Bucky, Pistol. I mean, it's just you got to buy for next, unfortunately, for the Pioneers. So that's a pretty tough one to lose. If they're able to convert this one on an eco, that's huge. But yeah, things looking pretty good here for those Broncos.
It looks like they might be doing a little bit of a split push between B and A, just gathering intel in the middle. Everyone in position. Oh, Clark knows where Garen Lugan is, but they both back off from each other. Omai getting a little aggressive, but Ari with a shotgun kills Omai. Spectre, though, kills Ari, so a nice trade for Oklahoma right there. But that's 1 weapon down for Yuko Broncos. Garen Lugan, they look like to be pushing A site. I think Creep knows, though. I think they're going to start rotating over there defensively. Swaz, though, sitting in lamps. I don't know if any of the Point Park team knows. Spectre kills to the moon and back. There's Mona down again. Creep trying to get a sniper kill, but Pink Ranger kills Creep. That's unfortunate. And Garen Lugan kills Daystar, so it's now a 1v4. Clark. We've seen Clark clutch a beautiful, but Spectre getting a triple on Clark. It is now 4-0 Yuko Broncos.
Yeah, the Pioneers able to get 1 there. I mean, that's good. Always good to win when you can. A timeout is going to be coming out here for the Pioneers, and definitely a much needed timeout. I think now that they're on that bye round, you want to make sure that you kind of have your strats together on this bye to make sure things go the way they need to go. You really can't be affording to let any more rounds slip by there.
Absolutely, because then it's just going to be a repeating pattern where we've seen this before. It doesn't end well with
it doesn't end well, and but that's okay. That's what taking this time out, putting a little pause in that momentum, and just taking a break should kind of help the Pioneers and slowing down that momentum that UCO has built up, slowing things down and really coming up with strats to move into this next round. Because yeah, that bye round coming out now, you do need to win this one, or else your economy's pretty much shot for the rest of this half.
If I were the Point Park Pioneers, I'd be looking for a win right here. This round is like meant to be. If you don't get a win here, it's going to be hard to come back. And it does look like there's a really nice team balance between Oklahoma. Every single one of their team players have 5 kills. Garen Lugan being 5-0.
Yeah, and even when you look at a player like Swayze, there's no kills, but 6 assists. You know, it's a team game, and that's what's a little bit different than your ranked games. Is this is organized team play, so it's not about the kills at the end of the day. It's about the impact you can have, but sometimes kills do show that. Pink Ranger using a drone to clear out is going to spot Mona. I don't know if she realizes that, but definitely will start to now. It's going to be a pretty fast push here onto this B site, but Clark's there. Ooh, huge showstopper though coming out from Spectre. Will it find anything? It won't. Instead, it's going to find them dead. Clark finds Spectre before getting killed out to shut down that. Still 4v4, but this Viper ult is so tough to work against. Viper has one of the strongest ults in the game here.
That's unfortunate for Point Park, because now they have to back up, or they choose to go into the Viper ult and get found by Viper themselves.
Now they do have a Cypher ultimate online if they can kind of find one and they can get that ultimate off, but not going to be able to do that. All down to Daystar, who can't even save the weapon. That's unfortunate. I mean, Viper has one of those, like we said, Viper's Pit, one of the strongest ultimates in the game. That's pretty tough to walk into, especially given the utility that they had available on hand. but
it does seem like Oklahoma is using their utility and using their ultimates very well already at the start of the game. However, Point Park now has the ultimate advantage. We do see a possible full buy by Oklahoma and a semi buy by Point Park, hoping that they get at least some momentum going on. It does look like they might be doing a split push on A and B, something that is normally found in the meta. Ooh, and Pink Ranger gets a nice little pick on Creep. That's unfortunate for Point Park. Daystar gonna flash. Does he get Garen Lugan? Does he know Garen Lugan's there?
Well, should have, and again, unfortunately here at the caster desk, we don't have any audio, but should have been notified that somebody was blinded there, so should let them know that there's still someone there. A great headshot there by Umai means all knives back in play. And no trouble getting this plant down. Again, a 3v4 retake here. Not the best weapons. No man advantage. Umai looking pretty low, but is going to find Ari, who brings out that ultimate once more. Trying to find someone, but when you don't have those long-range weapons, not much you can do. No intel with that. All here down to just Mona and Daystar, who can't find a head with that Sheriff. They know where Mona is. She finds one. She's going to look for one more, but is going to find it, but she's just getting pinched. Not much you can do in that situation, but great try from Mona. And now Pioneers should be able to buy up this round. That was a save, but yeah, this half not really looking that great. But remember, this is Oklahoma's pick.
And it does look like Mona, not being in the rotation for a while, coming back, doesn't look rusty at all. I mean, she's up there with Ari, one of the top players in the Point Park Valorant team. I do believe that she needs maybe a couple more kills to get her 100 kill streak, her 100 kills of all career. She's at 95 at the very moment.
Yep, just 5 more needed. She'll definitely be able to get it this series for sure. No problems there. Hard to believe that Mona and Ari at one point were the subs, and now they're, I mean, look at them, such a core part of the heart of this Pioneer team.
It does look like they're trying to do a split push between A and B. Yet again, the meta being pushed up. It looks like Umai, however, is pushing up very slowly into long. I don't think Point Park knows. Clark may have an inkling. Clark with a grenade throw, trying to get everyone in hookah. Oh, he's at 8 health, and he gets shot down by Spectre. Some raise on raise action to the moon, getting hit through the smoke, and they might have this easily planted. Oklahoma very strong already, considering they are up 6-0. Another smoke goes out by the brim. Pink Ranger dies by creep.
That's exactly what the beauty and the benefit of having a Reyna is here. You're able to heal, you're able to dismiss and get out of danger. Now Creep found 2 and still has full health, finds a 3rd. Creep exactly turned up like we need, but now you're working against the clock. Looks for a 4th, can't find it. Swayze and Umai going to clean that up. That was close, and you know what, each time a little bit closer, step in the right direction, but at some point you have to start converting these rounds, and unfortunately for the Pioneers, that one just was not going to be it.
Hey, that was a pretty good triple kill though by Creep. We haven't seen much this year, especially considering he is the IGL, but he has his moments, and one of them was right there.
Yeah, definitely, and it's always fun to see Creep get to play this more duelist role. I mean, Creep is just such a good technical player, and so I think the Reyna does really suit him here, but he has to be able to get some of those shots. 4 ultimates on the side of the Pioneers to work with, and Creep going to find one. Umai was blinded, couldn't see, and now Pioneers in that man advantage. They have the weapons, they have the ult advantage. If ever there were a round to win, it's got to be this one.
Yeah, this is definitely the round to win. We did see the spike, though, thrown from the raise to the brim, so they might be rotating over to that B site. But Oh, no. They might be rotating over to A. Brim is rotating over to A with the Spike. So, I don't know if this Point Park team knows that Brim now has Spike. Spectre sitting in the smoke of Clove. Oh, Creep knows, though. Gets a nice little shot off. Does some damage on the Raze. But Raze is going to back off. Same thing with Creep. Creep is going to back off a little bit. Clark throwing a grenade over into Long, trying to get a little bit of damage on a Pink Ranger. It is just still a 4v5 scenario. Creep going through the smoke. He sees Garen Lugan and kills Garen Lugan. Creep now with 2 kills. Oh, and Swayze. Oh, wait a minute. Daystar kills Spectre. Swayze kills Daystar. Swayze kills Clark. Creep kills Swayze, though. And Creep with a 4K on Pink Ranger. Creep showing off his moments. He's back-to-back with beautiful kills. And that is a round win for Point Park.
That is a round win for Point Park, and that's why we have Arena on the team. Such a great agent in clutch situations like that. And Creep is just such a technically sound player. Able to pull up when it matters and didn't even need to use the ult to do it. So still 3 ults online for the Pioneers.
3 ults against a Brim ult. I love Brim's ult, but I don't think it matches 3 different ults.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect the Broncos to either 1, try to use it for post plant, or 2, to clear out an area like U-Haul, like lamps. Let's say if they're going A, back site if you're B. But yeah, definitely the ult economy in the favor of the Pioneers, but no longer that man advantage as well. They start gonna have to go right through that molly, but Garen Lugan going to just spot out that head anyway. And now suddenly, Pioneers in that man disadvantage.
Which is really unfortunate. Swaze doing some smoking in the middle. Garen Lugan kills Clark. Oh, and now it's a 4v2. Garen Lugan kills to the moon and back. And Garen Lugan with an ace for Oklahoma. Point Park has nothing against that, and that's really rough.
Yeah, Garen Lugan saw Creep's 4K and said, I'll raise you one. Make it an ace. Clean round there by Oklahoma.
That is unfortunate. It's 8-1. Yuko Broncos.
It's 8-1. Ideally, the Pioneers should be able to win a couple more rounds here to really stand a chance in the next one. Looks like Swayze gonna bring out this Brim ult early on to clear out space. Like, yep, we called it, clearing out U-Haul. Unfortunately, though, nobody in U-Haul, but it does mean you can kind of trek out and a lot more space you're able to take here. Daystar also getting spotted by that recon, has to back up. The Pioneers need to start using some of those ults. Remember, they come back. Creep, though. Oh, looking for that head, but can't find it. Pink Ranger gonna find him first. And now, all down to Mona and Clark. No weapons to use. Nice try from Clark. Mona searching for a shot with the Sheriff, but not gonna find it. Garen Lugan gonna clean that round up. Another round on board for
Oklahoma.
For Oklahoma.
That's unfortunate. It's 9-1. Point Park really needs to get a couple more wins on defense to transition to attack. I do believe Bind is more attacker-sided, though. So,
yeah, now the Pioneers did get to choose their side, though, and they did choose defense. So you would expect them to have chosen their stronger side, but hopefully, especially, I think with the comp they're running, they should do okay. But you need enough rounds as like a buffer here. And I'm not sure if they're going to find it. Creep sees one, has to get out, though, being spotted also by this utility.
Ooh.
But Clark right there. Ultimate coming out from Creep. If Creep can just find one, they'll be able to full heal, but 28 HP is tough to work with.
That's a tough ult to pop right there. They do look to be full pushing A. Oh, Clark kills you. Oh my. Oh. Spectre kills Creep and Swaze kills Clark, so I believe that means B site is completely clear, and they're gonna have to Point Park is going to have to rotate over to the B site. They have completely planted, and there's that Viper ult again. That's going to be rough for Point Park to get into.
Now they do have that Sky ultimate on board, can help kind of suss out those 3 remaining players there in the pit. It looks like they're just inching up. Spikes down. Now you're working against the clock here.
Oh, and there's that Sky ult. They're going to try to find them at least, working through the time. Oh, they're going to go into the Viper pit. Do they see them? There's Garrett. Oh! And it's just up to Daystar, just the freshman. No! Spectre's going to get a triple on Daystar, and that's another win for Oklahoma, 10-1.
Yeah, I mean, the Pioneers really have to win this next one to even, like, possibly stand a chance, and even then it's an uphill battle. But you think that if you lose here, they're 1 away from match point, which when you talk about the pistol rounds, first of all, Pioneers have to win those pistol rounds to even stand a chance at next half, but Broncos getting their 1 early on, that means you have to be near perfect the rest of the game. Now, converse of that, beautiful shot from Umai.
Ooh.
4v3, favor of Point Park. There's time. They are creating space. They have the numbers advantage. 1 ult still online for the Pioneers if they can get 1 more kill. If Mona can find someone to throw that hat on, but Umai gonna clear up any sort of advantage that the Pioneers might have had. They start going for a weapon, not going to be able to find it, but Umai finding 3rd. Ari, though, with that shotgun. Ari's such a good shotgun player here. Has Spike down, so now Pioneers know exactly where the Spike is. They just have to worry about these other members. Ari going to find Swayze. Things suddenly looking winnable. They just have to worry about Umai. They know where Umai's coming, but they're not going to be able to find Umai there. Swift rotate coming over. The Pioneers going to have to make their way over, but they do have that advantage. They have numbers. If they can just play together, should be able to do this, but it looks like Plant should have no trouble getting down sight wide open. Mona and Ari in the split push. If they don't time this right, they're not going to be able to play together. Umai, though, doesn't know where to look. Finds the first, finds Mona. Now on for the ace as well. All down to Ari here. I don't know if Umai spotted Ari. I don't think so, but Ari definitely spotted Umai.
I don't think so either. I'm surprised that, oh, wait a minute. Umai might be going through the smoke.
Ooh, Ari saw the gun barrel, but it doesn't matter. Umai going to find the 2nd ace of the game for the Broncos. That's unfortunate. And that means 11th round on the board for the Broncos. Point Park really have their work cut out for them this game, but hey, you know what? It's still a best of 3 series.
Yeah, it's still a best of 3 series. We still have their map that they've chosen. But we now go to the pistol round. It is switched sides. Point Park now on the attack. Let's see if they can get a little bit aggressive against this Oklahoma defense.
Yeah, the Pioneers have to win this round or else it's match point there. Not going to be able to save either if they lose.
We do see Clark switching up to the Sheriff. Couple ghosts coming out. It does look like they might be full pushing A, which is going to be aggressive. Very, very aggressive. Oh, Spectre trying to see if he can see Creep. Umai kills Clark with a beautiful headshot with the Sheriff. That is unfortunate for Point Park. They're going to be pushing up. Spectre in the smoke. Ari gets a kill on Umai. It's now a 4-4 situation. Oh, Ari gets a kill on Garen Lugan. And now it's a 4v3 situation, and they're going to rotate over to B site. So, oh, wait a minute, Spectre kills To The Moon. Pink Ranger kills Daystar. And it's just up to Ari. Ari looking, Spectre very low. Oh, and Spectre's gonna get the kill on Ari. It's 12-1. It's now match point for Oklahoma, and that is very unfortunate for Point Park.
Yeah, I think a win condition for Point Park of staying in the game really had to be pistol round. Pioneers will have to kind of force up here, but it is tough. They're going to be on a little bit of a lower buy. Definitely lower spirits here, but that's okay. The Pioneers trek on, and they'll be able to do it. But I do think, you know, this is a pretty tough way to start out a series. And so I think part of the potential for them to win on their map pick will be how they're able to come back from this loss right here, and if they can put it behind them. Ooh, good pick there from Creep.
It's a beautiful pick, actually. Does look like they have smoked off with that Viper smoke on to heaven. So Garen Lugan is just going to sit in the corner with 44 health. To the moon. And back is going to rotate over with the other team on A. Swayze sitting on A. I don't think they know Swayze sitting on A. There does look to be at least 2 Oklahoma members on each site. Oh, to the moon and back is trying to look, see if there's if she can get a pick. That'd be great for this Point Park offense. Creep. Oh, Spectre killing to the moon and back on the little bit of a inch up on Clark on site. Tank Ranger.
Huge pick, huge headshot there, and that is a weapon recoverable.
It was a great pick, and it does look like they're going to be able to plant on A with Daystar, their known planner. Oh, Creep. With that sniper. Creep is dangerous with that sniper. Oh, gets a little bit of damage on Swayze. Swayze might be in trouble here. Oh, and Clark kills Garen Lugan. Daystar kills Spectre. And Creep kills Swayze. What a beautiful team play by Point Park. They get a round, but is it too late?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question, right? Definitely beautiful plays from them. Would have liked to see it the last half, you're right. It might just be a little bit too little too late at this point, but the Pioneers at least feeling that good energy. Look, all smiles coming from Creep, and that's just kind of the start they might need. You know, I think they kind of let some of that get away from them at the end, and really we're feeling the pressure of that. But if they can continue to keep that going, you know, they just might be able to win. I mean, you have to think, right, if the Broncos were able to win 11 on their defensive or their offensive half, surely the Pioneers can do it. Surely.
Hopefully. I mean, they won 1 defensive round, so maybe the next 13 rounds, 12 rounds, 10 rounds.
Well, 10 rounds in a row if they can win will bring us to overtime.
Hopefully. Oh, wait a minute.
You gotta clear your corners, Creep. You gotta clear your corners. Garen Lugan gonna find that and should be able to recover that weapon, and that means the Broncos in that man advantage. But it looks like Pioneers still able to make their way onto site, though lots of util to be found everywhere.
Time to get aggressive.
Oh,
No.
Ari, not like this, not like this. All down to Daystar. And Ace needs to come out, finds one, but peeks into 3. That's gonna be all she wrote. And the Broncos take the first map 13-2.
Especially on Bind. That's a big win for Oklahoma.
Oh, that's a huge win for Oklahoma.
That's unfortunate. Oklahoma picking Bind. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they made it into a just domination of a match. Going based off that, Point Park really needs to pull out all the stops in the next map.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you know, there's a reason that was Oklahoma's map pick, and I think that was pretty evident. But hopefully that round win 2 rounds ago, not, of course, match point, but hopefully that round win was enough to keep the Pioneers in high spirits. We're going to go to a quick break while we let these teams get a break and get back into lobby, so don't go anywhere. Exciting match 2 coming up right after this.
Welcome back, everyone. Back to Point Park Esports Valorant. We are back here for game 2. I believe this is going to be on Haven.
It is on Haven. I'm so excited. I really think the Pioneers have an opportunity to shine here on Haven, and well, they didn't really quite have that opportunity on Bind, did they?
Yeah, I'd like to not have a rough spill of 13-2 happen again.
Well, can only go up from here, I say, knocking on wood, because they did get 2 rounds. But more importantly, we did just get a little brief intro shot of Mona looking beautiful, of course, with her Red Bull. But more importantly, she's really, well, on track to hit 100 kills, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that 100 kills, if she does hit it today, she will be our special guest for an interview after the matchup.
Very, very exciting. So definitely, everyone, root for Mona. I'm rooting for Mona. She can do it. I know she can do it.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Red Bull, I believe that is our sponsor for today.
It is. Thank you, Red Bull.
Thank you, Red Bull.
Cheers.
Thank you, Red Bull, for everything that you have done for the past, what is it, 3-4 years?
Yeah, they've been a part of really just promoting the program for a while, and so thank you, Red Bull. We appreciate it. We really do. I appreciate it. I definitely need this to get through this next game, but I think the Pioneers definitely have a chance here on Haven. Now, we saw a lot of eco rounds that didn't quite have the turnover they were expecting, but a lot of times when you're on that lower buy, it's kind of tough when you're pushing these long sites. Well, Haven, other than, of course, C-Long, has a lot of more close corners, especially if you're looking like sewers, garage control. I think the Pioneers have a chance to really shine there. I think they're going to do really well on Haven, but that also offers up the same opportunity to their opponents. So I think just the fact that, 1, Mona's really on track for 100 kills. 2, this is her map pick. And 3, the round before the game ended, the Pioneers actually won. Hopefully their mental should be a little bit reset coming into this game, because I know 13-2 is a tough loss, but they did win the round right before, of course, the game ended. So I think they have a chance to really reset. They're a positive team. They have the energy. Let's see if they can bring it here on Haven.
On such a beautiful map that
it's
Haven
so pretty.
is. You know, my favorite thing about Haven is when I play Sage. I love playing Sage on Haven.
Sage on Haven. That's like OG Valorant. I feel like OG
Valorant, and just sitting on B site and then just walling it off because no one goes B site. B site's so difficult to control. But I'm definitely excited to see what the lineups are going to look like. It does look like Point Park's going to be on attack and Oklahoma's going to be on defense. It does look like Creep has locked in Jet as another duelist. He's going to play duelist more now, which is a little different. But
well, I think part of that too is having a Mona sub in who does. I think that even though the synergies together on the team, that does kind of throw into question, okay, who are we running on which agent? But I'm so excited Creep does have the opportunity to shine on a duelist here.
You know what I'm excited about? The fact that Daystar is playing duelist. That's exciting, especially considering he plays more of an initiator role or like an intel role. Now we get to see a little bit of Daystar shining on the duelist. He is going to be playing Reyna. Clark, however, has switched from a duelist to a more of a control, smokish, going with the Omen pick, to the Moon playing on the Sky, and Ari playing on KJ.
Yeah, so we have seen Ari on the KJ in the past. I actually am a little bit surprised. I would have thought Mona would have been on KJ, but that is, an interesting thing to bring up. Is I think in the past, we've seen a lot of different kind of. I don't want to say that it's the different comps, but different players on a different agent from Pioneer or a different role, and you always have to wonder how much does that really come into play and affect their gameplay when they're switching from duelist to controller to initiator to sentinel. Now I am excited though. I think because Creep's on this duelist, that's definitely giving, I believe, Mona a little bit more time to IGL. And I know Ari. And I know Ari, she enjoys IGLing for sure. And I think that does give Creep a little bit more time to no brain, all aim, which, you know, definitely worked out last time. I can hear the energy. Also, you guys can see it on screen too there in the corner. The team's ready. They're fired up. We're going to get right into it. They're starting on attack, and it looks like going to be a pretty standard first round A hit from them. So excited to see what they got coming out here.
Does look like the dog is going to come out for Sky. Pink Ranger kills Creep right away. Unfortunate for Point Park. That seems to be kind of like similar from what happened last game. Clark inching up in the smoke that he has placed himself. Or I think that was the other Omen that's placed. Spectre getting a little bit damage done to himself by To The Moon. To The Moon's going to get killed by Spectre. And now that's 2 Point Park players down. They might have to rotate. And it does look like they're going to rotate over to C Long. Umai, though. The Neon. Oh! Kills
Beautiful
both
shot.
Daystar on Clark.
Beautiful shots.
That is unfortunate. Spike is down in C Long. Ari is now by themselves. And that is unfortunate. Oh, gets the kill on Sways. And Spectre finishes off Ari for a 1-0 lead for Oklahoma.
Yeah, an unfortunate first pistol round for the Pioneers, but that's okay. They still look like they're high energy. They still look like they're in good spirits. I think it'll be okay. A-okay. Now, one thing I kind of wanted to comment on is that was a nice dog to clear sewers there, but the problem is if you know, if you think Sky is your flashing agent and they're going a different kind of way than you are, you can't really flash out of any smokes, and so they kind of felt privy to that and kind of got stuck there behind the Omen smokes. So Easy gonna get smoked out, but able to spray through. Is gonna do a lot of chip damage to Creep, who's gonna walk right into that, and a huge dart coming out to spot a couple more. This is looking like pretty easy cleanup here for the Broncos.
That is an unfortunate type of events. Point Park losing another round to this Oklahoma team. They are playing very well together, which is very dangerous to see. However, Point Park doesn't seem to be doing the same. And I think that's the lackluster of, you know, what's really winning and what's really just like putting a win on the board. Point Park needs to really start working as a team to actually get these wins.
Yeah, they do. I think, I mean, that was tough. It wasn't really their buy-up, so not a whole lot they could do, but now we'll definitely start to see if the Tides are able to turn here. They have those full rifles. They should be able to convert some of these rounds, but I think it's going to come to decision-making and gameplay. And we'll see if Ari's able to call the rounds that they want, playing it a little bit slower. They have these long-range weapons you can see just across the board. Just a little bit of a default, trying to see if the Broncos are going to be a little over-aggressive, but I don't think they will be. Spectre, though, poised in a nice position to find one if they decide to peek window. Doesn't look like they're going to fall to that one. Ooh, Creep sees one, looking for some shots. Not going to find it.
And it does look like Omai is just trying to play with his food, as you will. Sitting behind the box, Garen Lugan has rotated over. Creep does get the nice little shot off of Omai right on the head. And Creep now with a pick. It does look like they might be trying to rotate over to the team that is kind of dealing with stuff in garage. They might be rotating over to A. They have 30 seconds, so they have to get over there quick. It does look like, however, the UCO Broncos are all on the left side, but I think they know that they're rotating. Pink Ranger might be asking the team, hey, we need to move over. Getting out the zap dart. That might do. Does he know the lineup? Oh, it does look like they're going to plant. To the Moon is going to plant behind the box. Oh, and Clark gets out of there. Clark underneath the bottom there. Oh, and Garrett Lugan kills Daystar, but Clark gets a double pick on Garrett Lugan, and Pink Ranger to the Moon gets Sways, and Clark gets a triple on Spectre. Beautiful round win for Point Park. And that's what I was talking about. They needed to work as a team. They did it right there.
No, that was beautiful. First of all, yeah, I mean, the shot calling, beautiful. They got that pick there on C. They had a lot of presence there, garage and long, forced the rotations over from the Broncos there to that C site while they rotated over to A. And one little fun thing about Haven is that it's takes less time to rotate over when you're on attack than it does for the defenders, so they knew if they successfully baited them over, they'd have plenty of time to get to site and get the plant down, and that's exactly what they did. Good plays all around by the Pioneers. They're going to have to keep this energy up, though, now that the Broncos will be on these full rifles as well. They just need to make sure they're just as technically sound in some of these opening engagements. Mona throwing out some warning shots, but they don't know that right on the other side is Spectre. They know now.
Ooh.
Spectre playing for life here, but it looks like the engagement's not going to be found on A. They're making their way over here towards B, towards C. Garen Lugan just looking to see if anyone comes here through garage, but look at that. Look at the minimap. You can see the bomb making its way up C. Long C is a free site, so Garen Lugan going to have to be the first one to come over, and that smoke's going to be hard to push if you're a KJ player. No flashes to be seen. Spikes planted, but already down. Mona no longer have your Sky player. No heals, no flashes to be found. Great use of utility, but the Broncos, even though they have numbers, are going to have a hard time pushing site here. Lots of utility coming out is going to lead them to the right direction. They're able to get on site, but will they be able to do anything about it? I don't know. It's tough. All just down here now to Clark. Bomb not quite planted for him, and the Broncos going to be able to successfully pull off this retake, get the defuse, and put a third on the board for Oklahoma.
And that was really unfortunate because I thought that teamwork with Point Park on moving over to rotating on C was very well done. However, you lost your Sky player right away, and your healing chances of just staying alive just kind of fell to the ground, and they just overwhelmed you with that 5-on-4.
I also think they didn't take advantage of the fact that they walked all the way up C long for free, could have planted for long and gone down there, and that's a much stronger plant if they can get in post plant positions, but they just couldn't quite get to where they needed to be.
Yeah. It does look like they might be doing a little bit of a split push on all three sides. We do see the Neon has an ult for the Broncos, which is very deadly. It does look Creep is trying to go up sewers with To The Moon. They might be trying to full push A, but they might be backing off to another site. Oh, and Garen Lugan gets immediate headshot on Daystar. And that's unfortunate for the freshman. Garen Lugan is he's just been a strong player throughout this entire game. Garen Lugan might know that they're all going to be in C long, trying to get a little bit of shots. Kills Ari, but Creep kills Pig Danger. Umai kills Clark. Umai kills To The Moon. And now there's not a single soul in C long. Creep is at 10 health. Can he pull this off? Oh, and
looking for one, not gonna find it. Broncos do a pretty clean job of clearing up that round.
It's gonna be 4-1 Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma just really being a tough opponent for the Pioneers to get a read on. Weren't able to do it on Bind. They have the potential to do it here on Haven. They still have a couple rounds to work with. Got their first round early on, but they're going to have to continue that momentum, and now on that weaker bye, that's tough.
And my real question is, I wonder what the team leaders are thinking. Ari and Creep kind of like split off between the two, and then you know, you have the other three players. I wonder what Ari and Creep are conversating about. But we do see Creep and Mona eliminated right away. And same thing with Clark. It just looks like Point Park is falling down in a flawless victory for Oklahoma. That is unfortunate for Point Park. They will lose that round. And it's going to be 5-1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout coming out here soon. Pioneers on their buy up. Going to have to figure out what they want to do. Well, not quite. Let's see what Creep decides to buy, but definitely has the funds to do it. Looks like the Creep might be electing to ult this round, which might be pretty good. 4 ults to work with for the Pioneers. That's not looking too bad, but you got to be able to use it correctly. 2 ults, though, right off the board do come out just to gain a little bit of intel, and already you can kind of see they're inching, hoping to take this towards A. Over there, their Jet just really watching along here. Spectre just making sure nobody pushes up, and that's a lot of intel given. Garen Lugan here alone on B is going to spot out Ari. Takes a bit of chip damage.
They might be looking to push up B because they know that they've done some damage to... Oh, wait a minute. Pink Ranger might be in trouble. Creep! Oh!
Looks like Creep's the one in trouble. But Mona there to trade that out. Makes getting onto site a little bit easier. Lots of utility, but Swayze not able to push off of that. Too many to work with, waiting for their team to come in for the retake. It's going to be 4v4 retake. Spectre has a really good flank potential right here. If he hurries up, nobody will be looking back. Nobody else. Swayze doesn't find anyone, but Spectre finds 2 before getting traded out by Clark. That's a huge flank. And the defuse just not planted for them.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. Oklahoma now with a 6-1 lead. That is unfortunate. And we did just see the neon alt pop off there to get both kills. It's looking to be the same. We're looking to see a repetition of straight losses for Point Park. Oklahoma now being 6-1. Point Park needs to win a few rounds to try to stay in it, but I just don't see it. We'll keep it in there. Keep in the mind that we're hoping that Point Park tries to take this second round so we can go to map 3. But they need to start working together. Ooh.
Yeah, and just like that, that makes it a little bit more difficult. Now, last round, I think part of the problem they had is they didn't quite plan it for long. Clark, though, is going to be able to equalize this out. And, well, thanks to having Ari on... Or not Ari, Mona. I'm so used to Mona being the killjoy. Thanks to having Mona there on that Sky is at least going to be healed up. But now they have to make their decision where they're going to push. And you don't really want to push the C long when there's an op there. But they don't know that quite yet. But they will very, very soon. Ari's going to be the one to peek right out into that.
Oh, and Clark just did a little bit of a teleportation. Ooh, to the moon. Gets a nice little pick on Garen Lugan.
Yeah, they are going to rotate off of that, though, and I don't blame them. You're dealing with an op down C-Long. Not a whole lot you can really do at that distance. Better safe than sorry, but that does mean that Spectre's pretty easily able to just kind of hold on, and they have a player on each site, so they know as soon as they start hearing any sort of semblance of the Pioneers pushing towards here, they're going to be able to let their team know. Alert those rotations. Swayze finds one, but it's going to get caught
by Mona. They're going to plant on B, which is really nice for them. Uh-oh, but here comes the Sova ult. Oh, and gets both of them.
That's a crazy good ult. Well, the Pioneers at least get a little bit of plant money, but that means operators saved and the Pioneers aren't able to put this one away. That's tough.
That is very unfortunate, especially for Point Park. Now they are 7-1, and they need to win some rounds to come back, or it's just going to be another 13-2 situation. Point Park is struggling to get a victory, but it does look like they might have... Oh, no, it doesn't look like they're going to be under weapons this round.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the Pioneers are forced into is like every other round they're going to have weapons and then they're just like saving and hoping. Whereas like if you're the Broncos now, even if you lose a round, your economy's not shot in the slightest. You'll be fine going into the next one, and that's really tough position to be in if you're the Pioneers, because that means every other round you have a chance of winning. But then also, if you don't win, then you're in a tough position. Creep, though, getting that opening pick and are going to be able to get on site. And with that ultimate coming out from the Broncos, well, any good deed that was done is going to go punished. Garen Lugan going to find one before getting traded out by Ari. But Mona just getting caught here. And oh, no! Creep just trying to protect Mona. Doesn't look behind him. And Mona can't come fast enough for Creep to turn around. That's rough. All now down to Ari, but look, the Broncos have a read. They know exactly where Ari's coming from. They're watching. The defuse comes out, and Spectre with the knives gonna find Ari to boot. Not looking too hot. The Pioneers, though, at least should be able to buy up here.
Hopefully. Oklahoma now leads 8-1. And it does look like they are able to at least buy up. I'm surprised they haven't timed out yet. Especially with how the Broncos have been playing. But they're still having smiles on their face, so they might be confident about something. They might know something that we don't.
That's true. Very, very, very true.
We do see 2 ults now compared. Oh, Swayze gets a really nice headshot on Creep, and Umai also gets a nice headshot on Daystar. Ari, though, with a trade on Umai. And it's now a 3v4 situation. Garen Lugan sitting in garage. Is going to push up a little bit. Swayze destroying the dog from Sky. To the Moon sitting in a corner. Oh, Garen Lugan kills Ari, but To the Moon kills Garen Lugan. And now it's a 3v2 situation here. Here's the Sky ult. And they might be rotating over into C. Clark and Mona. Back to back. Oh, and it looks like Mona is going to plant the bomb, but she gets... Oh, and hold on. Pink Ranger kills To the Moon.
That's rough. That's rough. That's rough.
And Pink Ranger...
For the Pioneers. Oh, man.
Pink Ranger kills Clark. However... that round, specifically, Mona has hit 100 kills.
Let's go, Mona! Woo!
Mona has...
Pioneers are up right now. Mona hit 100 kills. Let's go, Mona. We're so proud of you. Let's go, Mona!
She just needed 5.
Put a smile on your face. You did a good thing for Pioneers everywhere today. Let's keep that energy up. Good job, Mona. Huge Mona fans over here.
It's a big achievement, especially for just coming into as a sub, now to being into the main role and to get your 100 kill achievement. That's huge. That's huge. Let's see if they can win a round off of it. Daystar kills Umai, and Umai kills To the Moon. So a nice little trade by Daystar. Oh, Daystar gets a little bit of damage on by Pink Ranger. Pink Ranger trying to keep sewers clear. Oh, Pink Ranger backs up, shocks it a little bit. Swayze spawns on top of the box. Oh, I think Ari's gonna use his... Ari's gonna use her ult. It's gonna be a Killjoy, attacker Killjoy on A. Garen Lugan kills Clark, Spectre kills Creep.
Decide what to do.
Ari kills Swayze, Pink Ranger kills Ari, Daystar kills Pink Ranger. And it's now a 1v2. It's just Daystar.
But that's okay, Daystar. This is exactly why you need Arena on your team in that Empress. Daystar just couldn't find Garen Lugan's head there. So that one is going to go to the Broncos.
That was unfortunate, but that was very close for the freshman to pop off a little bit. He did get 2 kills there, but it wasn't enough for this Broncos defense. 10-1.
I like the use of ults there. I loved Ari's ult. I loved Daystar's ult. Didn't pan out the way they wanted, but that is okay. That's okay. There's still the next round. Now, Pioneers looking to put at least one more here on the board this half if they can. Looking very, very similar to last map, but they have the potential to bring this 10-2, and that's already double what they would have had last map. Oh, but Clark's just speaking right into Spectre's up. That's hard to deal with. Garen Lugan knows there's a little bit of commotion here outside of Garage, and well, with that flash, Garen Lugan has to back off to sight, and that's a lot of space given over there in Garage. But Creep being shot in the back, lots of shots coming out. Ooh, now all down to Ari with this Odin, who made that space Garage, but now has to find a couple more. Has this Odin, is just looking to spray, but at some point that might not be enough. Finds a second, but that ulting Neon, so hard to deal with. That's going to be another round that half on the board for the Broncos. And well, we're looking at the same scoreline we saw last map.
That's unfortunate. We do move on to the pistol round. They have switched sides. Now Point Park will be on the defense and Oklahoma will be on the attack. So let's see if this defense for Point Park is a little bit different. Maybe about the same that Oklahoma had. Maybe this Point Park defense is going to be incredible. We'll see casually 12 wins, and they'll just win the match.
Well, the Pioneers did pick this map for a reason. They didn't get to pick their half. The Pioneers did get to choose, or the Broncos did get to choose that they were going to start on defense. So this might be where the Pioneers can really shine.
Oh, and Creep gets a nasty kill on Spectre.
That's how it starts. That's how it starts, baby.
That's a really good start for the Pioneers. Garrett Lugan trying to go into C long. Here's Umai with the Neon. Oh, and I think they got C for free, but Cypher. Oh, no. Wait a minute. They have an idea of where they are on the map. They got to push up on C. They got to push up. Clark pushing up on Swayze. Swayze kills Clark with a nice headshot. Oh my. Garrett Lugan kills to the moon and back. Oh, and this is rough. This is a rough patch. Pink Ranger getting a little damage done to himself. Oh, my kills Ari. Creep kills Pink Ranger. Garrett Lugan kills Creep.
All down to Daystar here, but if there's ever a time to turn up, it's right here, Daystar. You can do it. Oh, right click, not going to come through. So he's going to find Daystar, and that's another on the board for the Broncos, bringing us to match point.
That is unfortunate. It's now 12-1 Oklahoma. They just need one more victory to take it 2-0 against the Point Park Pioneers, and that will move Point Park to 0-5. It will make Oklahoma, however, 2-2. Does look like they're gonna get a semi-buy. They have to do
you have to buy up as much as possible. This is it. This is match point.
Yeah, this is it. You gotta win this right here. You gotta win the next 11 matches, 11 rounds, and it's just blinded. Clark teleport.
Clark. It's a battle of the shotguns, and Umai gonna come out on top.
Oh, Spectre's gonna kill to the moon. Oh, and it's now a 5v3. It doesn't look very good for Point Park. They're gonna get the site. It doesn't look like they're planning. They're now gonna plant. Oh, and Creep up top. Do they know Creep's up top?
Well, eventually they're going to.
Hopefully. Oh, it does some damage.
3v5 here. Spike is playing it. They're going to have to turn up. It's now or never. This is it. This is match point. This is series point. And that's how it starts. 3v3 now. Good damage. Ari finds one more. They're running out of time, though. They have the numbers, but they don't have the time.
Daystar kills Spectre. Hold on a second. Oh, Daystar kills it. Lugan.
They do it. They do it.
Do they have enough time? And they do.
They have enough time. Wow, they had lots of time, actually. It's so hard not being able to hear the spike because I feel like I'm on my toes every time. How much time do they have left? Definitely adds to the excitement, but that's exactly what the Pioneers needed to do. But again, you asked this last game, and, well, you have to win on this map, too. Is it too little too late?
I'm not sure. I mean, we're looking at the same situation from last game. I think this is it. I think this might be the end. 13-2, that seems similar to what they had last time. This might be the end of it all. Hopefully it's not. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. They have the weapons now. Do you think they'll be able to put one more on the board and beat the scoreline from last game?
But Daystar kills, oh my. Garrett Lugan kills Daystar, so nice little trade there. Hold on. Creep knows Garrett Lugan's there. Garrett Lugan's a nice little headshot on Creep. Oh, and he's going to plant. Ari knows that they're planning, pushing up at a garage. Oh, gets a nice little kill on Garrett Lugan.
Pretty. Oh, finds a kill on Spectre. It's so winnable. It's so winnable. Well, now it's evened up, though. Ari knows Swayze is coming in that TP right outside. It'll be easy for Ari to spot here. All down to Pink Ranger. But again, that's what happens when you plant for long. You're going to have to get this diffuse off, but just 12 HP, not going to be enough. Ari with 4, going to put a third on the board, and already we have more points on the board than we did on Bayern. That's what you like to see if you're a Pioneer fan.
It's now 3-12. Maybe the Point Park defense is a little bit of heating up. Who knows?
That's how it starts. That's how it starts, baby.
That's how we play the game. Is it still a little bit too late? Knock on wood, but let's keep it going. Ari is now positive, so Ari might be hit.
That's how it starts.
Ari might be heating up. 13-12. That's a nice little stat line right there. Let's see what the Broncos offense has to give them.
Oh, Creep sees them and going to find one. Creep has an operator now. You don't want to peek that, but they're going to rush right into sight. That neon wall going to do a lot. And look, they see the barrel of the operator, and that thing is not looking great there for Creep. Umai going to find it and find another, and Umai picked up the operator. Now that's rough, and with this ultimate coming out, things are looking pretty good. They're going to get this plant off, but Clark at least going to find two.
It's just Garen Lugan.
Pioneers did a good job of equalizing this. They have enough to find Garen Lugan, and it's going to be Clark with the third to find it. Another round on the board. We doubled our rounds from last map, and, well, Pioneers just getting started.
Pioneers are heating up. Oh, baby, what they got cooking up. It looks like some Gordon Ramsay stuff is going on in the kitchen, if you know what I mean. All right, and Clark with a beautiful triple kill to end that round. 12-4 Point Park still tracking down the Oklahoma team. Is it still? I mean, they're winning rounds.
They're winning rounds.
It looks good. They just need to keep winning rounds.
Exactly. It's all about that momentum. Now it's the Broncos who are put on that weaker bye. The Pioneers have to be near flawless, can't afford to give up any rounds. But again, the Broncos didn't give up any rounds on their half. Why should the Pioneers?
That's what I'm saying.
They're cooking. They're cooking.
They're cooking something up in the kitchen.
I love the depth skin. My favorite skin in the game. Everyone's a hater, but I love the green screen. So it looks like they're going to try to inch their way here into Garage, but great use of utility there by Ari, going to do a little bit of chip damage, not enough to be significant. And Garen Lugan again peeks into some chip damage thanks to Clark. Operator back in the hands of Creep.
That's a dangerous thing to see.
That's a very dangerous thing to see.
Creep with op is just disgusting. And it does look like they are going to rotate over to A. A is completely free. Oh, Neon ult. This might be dangerous for Point Park. Oh, they don't see anything.
Trying to clear as much as possible. If you're a Pioneer, you definitely don't want to peek into that, but Umai just going the wrong way. And Ari has this Defender Killjoy that's going to come out.
That's a perfect Defender Killjoy, in my opinion.
That gives a little bit more time to the Pioneers, who already have a little bit of numbers. And look, Clark right here going to find one. Might get caught with util out, and is Swayze going to clean up that. And of course, Pink Ranger finding Creep. Not looking too hot, but the Pioneers still.
Swayze kill hard.
It's a 2v2. Daystar picked up the op, and now once again all down to Pink Ranger, but looks like might be planted in a good position for him. Oh,
it's just Daystar. Can Daystar keep it going?
Oh, that ultimate coming out. That's unfortunate, and time is ticking. Pink Ranger with the clutch. And unfortunately for Pioneer fans, that is going to be game and series there.
That's unfortunate. Oklahoma with a beautiful win over the Point Park Pioneers, 2-0. They move up 2-2, and Pioneers fall down 0-5.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Pioneers not finding the win that they so desperately wanted here. And this wasn't quite as close as some of the other series, but the Pioneers were cooking at the end there. I think they just had given up too many rounds there on that first half there on Haven to really, well, have a stake in it on the second half. But again, you know, congratulations. Always fun also when we get to see a sub come in. Mona played, and well, we're so glad she did. She hit 100 career kills for the Pioneers today, so very, very excited. We will have an interview coming Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We told you we'd be right back, and we're so excited. Again, I'm here with Mona. Those of you who just watched our match know her as To the Moon and Back, who recently just this series hit 100 career kills for the Pioneers. Congratulations, Mona.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, how does it feel? I'm so excited that we got to watch you play because you've been, I feel like, such an integral part to the core of, like, the Pioneers' heart of the team for so long. We got to see a lot of you last season, and I know taking a little bit of a break this season, but stepping in today, how does it feel to be back with the team?
It feels super nice and super comfortable. It's like I never left. I did coach for a little bit instead of playing, and with the new recruits, I think the new recruits are also like becoming so seamlessly a part of the family so easily, and it feels like just a bigger family, and I think we're getting really good at that, at working together.
I love that. I feel like every time I watch you guys and every time the camera kind of pans, I just see smiles on everyone's faces, and I think that's one thing that kind of stands apart from other teams is just I love that you said it's like a family because we can really see that. Now, I have to ask, you said you've been doing a little bit of coaching. Do you prefer playing, or do you like taking a step back in coaching? What do you prefer?
High key, I kind of do prefer taking a step back because I learn more watching and like observing than I do playing. I feel like sometimes we all get in our heads sometimes, and it's just
That's so true.
It's not the same.
It is easier sometimes. I feel like, well, it's easier for me up here to watch and be like, I wouldn't have done that. But the truth is, I would have panicked every single round. So you guys, it's just so much fun to watch you guys play. And
Thank you.
I know this probably didn't go the way you guys wanted it to, but I think especially there towards the end on Haven, I really saw a lot of that momentum build up, and it was just unfortunate this time, but definitely a lot to learn from. And I really do. I say this every week, but I really feel like next week is the time for Pioneer win. Well, anyway, congratulations first of all on 100 kills. I'm glad that you got to play and not coach today, so we got to see that. Anything you want to say to anyone watching?
I hope everyone enjoyed watching me back on, and I hope you enjoy everything else that we ever play, and we will win. I guarantee it.
It's time. It's time for Pioneer win.
Yeah.
We keep getting closer and closer. I mean, maybe this week wasn't the closest we've been, but definitely I feel it's time. It's time.
It's definitely time for a win.
It's time for a win. Will we be seeing any more of you in the player seat, or are you just going to stick to subbing for now?
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see.
Well, very excited that we got the chance to sit. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
On your 100 career kills. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
very fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I had the opportunity to be in here and talk with you again. That is going to wrap up, unfortunately, Valorant for tonight, but that's okay. We will be back next week with Valorant for hopefully a win. And of course, we have Rocket League, a double header on Monday, and League of Legends on Tuesday, so you're going to want to make sure you check out and make sure you're following us on social media and here on Twitch to know when we go live next and to see what's going on with our program. That is all for tonight. We will see you guys all on Monday for some Rocket League.